So Jacob, we're going to start with you doing a presentation.
Okay.
Do you have any notes for me?
Yes.
Thank you very much. Then we'll move on to a discussion of what you've told me about. We'll do an interactive task after that, and then 3 listening tasks and a conversation on 2 subject areas.
Okay, perfect.
So, thank you for the notes, Jacob. While you're giving your presentation, I'm going to be writing some things down, but don't worry, it's not about language, it's just to help us in the discussion afterwards.
Okay.
So I'll turn this round, and when this gets to 5 minutes, we'll move on to the discussion. So,
perfect.
happy to begin.
Well, my presentation is on obesity and, more importantly, the fight against obesity. So, in my presentation, I'm going to start with the changing diets and changing lifestyles. I'm going to move on to the health issues that are now popping up, and I'm going to move on to who's responsible. And at the end, I'm going to talk about who's to blame and what we can do to basically solve this crisis, because I really think it is a serious crisis. So I wanted to start with changing habits, changing diets, changing lifestyles. So I don't know if you've noticed, but the world's become, a bit less active over the years. Basically, our diets have changed, our lifestyles have changed, and not for the better. For example, our diets have changed. Instead of eating local food, locally produced food, we now rely on big supermarkets. The supermarkets get their food from, a central factory. These factories want to make money. They're profit-driven businesses, and so what they do is they use worse and worse ingredients. The quality of the food has gone down. As the quality has gone down, there's more sugar in it, there's more fat, there's more salt, and this has led to a noticeable change in our bodies. A part of that has also come from our changing lifestyles. We always have a display in front of us. I read somewhere that an average child has a display in front of their face for 8 hours out of the day. That's a huge number. So when I was a kid, for example, we didn't have smartphones. We would go outside, we would play games, and now that doesn't exist. So this has led to a lot of health issues. So I'm going to turn to health issues now. Obesity leads to diabetes, heart disease, high cholesterol, high blood pressure. These are all major issues. It's put a strain on our healthcare system. For example, many people now with diabetes complications, they go to hospital, they have to spend the rest of their life on medication. People who have high blood pressure, again, medications, hospital stays, lost productivity in the workforce, people call in sick, people spend years in the hospital now at the end of their lives because of something that's fully preventable. This isn't a situation like with cancer or other diseases where we don't really understand some of the factors. This is fully preventable. So I'm going to move on to who's responsible. I think the problem is so big, it's become a crisis, that you can't just single out one group of people and say, oh, you're responsible. I think this is a responsibility that spans everyone, from the government, society, schools, parents, individuals as well. I think the government is partially to blame. I think as a government you have to encourage good habits among your citizens. I think people are to blame. I think instant gratification is a problem that we look more and more short term. Everything needs to be quick, needs to be fast, our food needs to be fast, and so we eat unhealthy food and we don't think about the future. I think schools are to blame. They provide kids with unhealthy lunches, they don't provide enough education. There's, for example, when I went to school, we didn't have any educational classes. So basically I'd like to conclude with how to solve this crisis. And
perhaps now if you'd like to ask me anything about this, or?
So basically, what I'd like to ask you, maybe, do you have any ideas on how to solve this crisis? Where would we start? Where's a good place to start?
Well, you seem to be saying that it's entirely the individual's fault for obesity, and I'm not sure that that's always the case.
I wouldn't say it's entirely the individual's fault. I think that we kind of fall into rhythms, and if we're not, kind of steered in the right direction, that a lot of times we'll fall into bad habits, and then those bad habits are our responsibility. But I think there needs to be a government program to help, lead us in a different direction. So, for example, one of my ideas is educational programs to have classes that teach kids how to cook, nutritional classes, things like that. What do you think about? I know everyone wants to, put more subjects into school, but I think this would be a really good subject, a health and nutrition class. What do you think about that?
I think that would really work. I think it would be an excellent idea. But surely we're just fighting an uphill battle. The reason there was no obesity in the past was, you mentioned lifestyle. People had no time to sit around eating food and playing video games. They were out doing hard labour in the fields and keeping fit. I don't think we can ever fight against that.
But I think, you mentioned an uphill battle. I think, you can't give up. This is, maybe the problem. You can't just, say, all right, it's not going to get any better and just accept it. I think you need to try to at least find ways to fight it. Maybe you won't stop it. Maybe it is impossible to stop. But at the very least, you can find ways to, make inroads, for example. So I think, there are ways to kind of start, finding at least ways to slow it down at the very least. If you can't stop it, slow it down. But do you really believe that there's no way to stop it and that it'll continue to get out of hand?
I do. I don't think there's any way around it because of the quality of food that people want to buy now. It's just instant, quick fix food. And besides which, it's fine, surely. You can go, and if you get too obese, you can go and have a stomach clip put on, so you don't eat as much.
But then you get into, healthcare and the cost of healthcare. And one of the, I've spent time in the US, and I've seen the US healthcare system, and it's very expensive. And if you don't have the money, you can't get the care. So I think obesity is one of the things that can actually lead to basically a gap between the rich and the poor. The rich who can afford the medical care and the surgeries and this, and then the poor who can't. And so, you're going to have more just obesity is a problem. You're going to have, wage gaps. You're going to have, it's basically socio-economic issues as well, more than just physical. I don't know if you agree with me on that.
I can see what you're saying, but it could be argued that it's not always the individuals. Well, what about people who have problems, medical problems, which has